This is the Radiant Raglan Sewing Pattern with ruched sleeves and a simple bodice. Cut out your pattern pieces per the instructions. Transfer the pattern markings to the wrong side of your sleeve fabric. The stars mark where the elastic is supposed to start and end. I use a washable marker to mark these. If you're like me and need help to pin in a straight line, I would suggest also transferring the line connecting the stars. Now it's time to pin the elastic. I start by pinning at the top and then the bottom. Stretch the elastic evenly as you pin in between the top and bottom. Next, you're going to sew it, stretching the elastic as you sew. You can use a normal straight stitch for this part. Be sure to backstitch at the start and end. You can use either a serger or normal sewing machine to gather the edges. These are the settings I use for my serger. Turn the differential up to 2 as well. Leave everything else the same. To gather on a normal sewing machine, you'll use a straight stitch with the length dialed up. Be sure to leave your thread tails long and don't backstitch at the starter end. This is the end we gathered with the serger, and here's the one with the sewing machine that we still have to pull on the bobbin thread to gather. Gently tug on the bobbin thread until the side of the sleeve is the same length of the side of the bodice that you are sewing it to. Pin the sleeve to the bodice, right sides together. The pattern has notches on the back side of the sleeve to help you differentiate the front from the back. However, if you gathered on a serger, you might not be able to see those notches. So just make sure you have some way of telling the difference, whether it's different colored pins or sticky note, whatever helps you keep track. You can sew the sleeves on one side at a time or one bodice at a time, but I prefer to pin all 4 sides of the sleeves and sew them at the same time. You're going to sew the side seam from the edge of the sleeve all the way down to the bottom of the shirt and repeat for the other side. To sew your neckband, fold it in half, right sides together, and then fold it again. Sew along the short end with raw edges. Turn your neckband right sides out and mark the quarter points with pins or clips. Mark the quarter points along the neckline of the top as well. Place the neckband on top of the bodice and match up your quarter points. The seam of the neckband should be in the back. You're going to sew along the neckline, stretching the neckband slightly as you go. The quarter points are there to help you stretch it evenly. Finish the sleeves and top with a 3/4 inch hem. Usually you would use a seam gauge, but today I'm using my measuring tape. Does anyone else have a toddler who likes to help them sew, but also plays hide and seek with their sewing supplies? That's okay, because I like to improvise. You can sew your hem with a cover stitch or a normal sewing machine using a zigzag or a triple straight stitch or a twin needle. And that's it. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. You can find this pattern and many more at zenlamapatterns.com and on Etsy.